Hello, I'm Scott Bogey here with Marco McDonald ahead of his fight against Dominic Heath. How are you doing today?
Good, brother. Good. Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. And how are you feeling ahead of this upcoming fight on October 6th?
I feel very confident and just ready to go. I was in camp not too long ago for a fight and just continued that camp. Pretty much didn't take a break. So I'm more than ready for October 6th to come around.
Exactly, 'cause like you're saying, you did just recently fight August 31st. Do you like
Yeah.
staying as active as you are?
I try to I try to stay as active, but there's
Yeah,
things that go on in life that you have to slow down on sometimes. Also, things to take care of outside of the fight game. But as much as I can, I will try to stay in the cage. Um, Usually 3 fights a year sounds about right. Uh, the last couple of years have been just like a fight or two.
yeah,
But the more I feel that I do this, the more I want to fight more. The more opportunities are presenting themselves. So I gotta, grab that chance, grab that opportunity, and run with it because it's now or never.
exactly. And you are coming to, do you feel like you're coming to the end of your amateur career? Because this is your eighth fight, and you might go into turn professional after this.
Um, I think about this all the time. I get asked this all the time. Ultimately, I would think so. It's definitely something I have to sit down with my coach and talk about.
Yeah,
Whatever he says, I take into consideration, and because he's got me this far, and
yeah.
I have to, you know, give give him all the credit for basically making me who I am as a fighter. So whatever, if my coach just says, "Hey, it's time to go pro," then we're going pro. But if he lets me know that let's do one more AMI fight, let's do another AMI fight, and okay, good to go. So I trust in my coach and I confide in him. So we will just have to see. We'll just have to see.
And you are at, I think it's Intercept MMA, is that correct?
Yes, Intercept
And
MMA.
how has that been for your aim development?
It's the only gym I've been to. It's where I started off. It's where I'll probably end my career. And I just can't stress it enough how great this gym is for me, for my life, how it's changed my life. Um,
Yeah.
and I just really can't see myself anywhere else. I can see myself cross training at other gyms. As far as with my coach, with my corner, I I wouldn't walk out with anybody else but them. So yeah.
And do you feel like your gym is kind of on the rise? Because you've got a lot of upcoming fighters who's 5-0, 1-0 coming through the ranks. Do you feel like it's a gym now starting to shine through?
Absolutely. I think there's a bunch of skilled, dangerous people at my gym that will make it far. It's just it's just time. Time will
Yeah.
tell. But as right now, it's we're just getting our feet wet. My coach just got done getting a knockout at LFA. So he leads by example. And I know he'll make it far as well. So I really think I'm in the best place that I could be right now.
And in your last two fights, they both had the title on the line. How do you handle the nerves of having that title there?
So I tried to take that away in my head. I just, title or not, I'm across the cage with somebody dangerous. Somebody's trying to take my head off. The title is a plus,
Yeah.
it is more motivation for me to want to train harder. But at the end of the day, a fight is a fight, and just getting my hand raised is enough. So just it's good to have. It's a nice little thing to put on my resume, but at the end of the day, I just want to test my skills in there, and if we walk out with a belt, then
Yeah.
we walk out with a belt.
Exactly. And do you get any nerves heading into the fight or on the walkout?
I would say slight on the walkout. Before walking out, everything just comes into, okay, this is it. But once I walk and once I'm walking in the cage, all that goes away because at that point, everything that I need to know, everything that I should have done has already been done. And the preparation that I've put in during camp, outside of camp, it's finally gonna be shown into fruition, and all those nerves, they're gone. If you're not going into the cage confidently,
Yeah.
you probably shouldn't be in there. So uh, once I'm in there, it's go time. I know why I'm here, and I know I'm skilled enough to make something happen.
And in your last fight, you weren't able to get the second round stoppage due to strikes. How did you feel like the fight was going up to that point?
The fight was going as planned. Every
Yeah.
every performance I've had has been a planned performance. It's never just been okay. Let's see what happens. Everything is reviewed. We look at everything. But from the jump, I think uh, it was going my way for sure. And although it wasn't a first round, it was going to be a second round or a third round
Yeah.
finish, regardless. So, um, we planned for these things, me and my team. Just, we saw it come to life, and it was a successful night for me.
Yeah, exactly. And like you were saying, you planned for this, you watched the tape, you got the victory. How much focus do you put on tape?
Um, we point out some things that we see and that that I need to watch out for. Like, hey, they do this, they do that, and because of that, primarily the camp is now we're gonna work on this to prevent that. So it's just kind of maybe picking out weaknesses on my side if I have any for that, and we're gonna
Yeah.
sharpen it up.
Yeah.
I already have that toolbox. It's just kind of sharpening them up and just just picking and choosing and just also working what to do, what would be the best moves, techniques, whatever, and what could work for you to come out of there successful.
And do you feel like you're coming into this fight into enemy territory? Because I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Dominic is from Indiana, which is where this
Mhm.
event is taking place. Do you feel like you're going to be trying to fight against the crowd?
I don't really care about the crowd. I know I have people out there, but once I'm in the cage, uh, you know, they say fight. Everybody around me, besides my coach, because I'm looking for that voice.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. So, the background's white noise. Uh, all that matters to me is who's in front of me. Um, the crowd's a crowd. It's just like anything else, just noise. But we train for that. We train for that. Rowdiness
Yeah.
during during the fight. So I'm definitely ready. I don't think a crowd
Yeah.
is gonna tear down my mentality of you know the type of fighter I am. So no, I don't think so. Not really worried about the crowd. I fought in Indiana before versus Indiana fighters. Before I lived here, I lived in Indiana. So if anything, they're all also on my side. Who knows? We'll see. But
And
yeah,
obviously, you are fighting for the Anthony Pettis organization. Do you feel like that just brings more eyes to this event because he is associated with it?
absolutely. I feel this is the biggest stage that I'll be competing on. I've competed on, and in my mind, this is my pro debut. I know it's just like an amateur fight, but
Yeah.
I'm going versus a very skilled and tough opponent. I take nothing away from him. Um, but in my mind, this is where I make my mark, where I make a name for myself.
Yeah.
So Anthony Pettis, fighting promotion, uh, is is where I make a name for myself. It's such a huge promotion. I've been waiting for this moment for a long time, I think. Even before I thought about a moment like this, I didn't think it could happen. Here we are, time to make the best out of it at APFC.
Yeah, exactly. And do you feel like, obviously, you do come from that military background, and I'm sure all American would love to thank you for your service.
Thank
Do
you.
you feel like that has helped you for this experience?
Yes, I think having that chip on my shoulder, having that experience, I think it really shows shows in the cage how I can get through perseverance and through and I can be resilient through the hard times. As you know, I came up in my military uh, career as well. You know, got to push through hard times. You got
Mm,
to we like to say embrace the suck, which is basically a lot of fighting. So I think having that in the back of my head, um, that I've gone through tough times, I can go through tough times, and I can be the tougher guy at the end of the day because I'm a Marine. So in my mind, I'm already I'm I'm a fighter.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
way before I was a fighter.
Exactly. And obviously, there is differences between pro MMA and amateur MMA. The rounds are shorter. You're able to do elbows in the pro scene. Have you been practicing for that pro scene?
You know what? I've been dabbling with it. You know, kind of working on sharpening those skills up with
Yeah,
the pro fighters at the gym. I don't spend too much time on it right now because I'm still an AMI,
yeah.
but as of lately, I have been putting on the elbow pads, working on technique just because now I see myself, oh, I think I could go pro. I think I'm good at this. So time to get ready for the pro status. So yeah, I'm definitely working on those techniques, taking tips from pro fighters and, just kind of becoming, training like that future pro, I guess you can say.
And how do you be able to balance the work train balance?
It's a lot. I think I have long days at work, straight to the gym after that, repeat. It can be tough, but I like to think as I've been doing this for a couple years now, like this, so it's really second nature. If I'm not at the gym, it feels like uh, something's missing. Like if I didn't show
Yeah.
up to work or something, going to the gym is like my second job, you know. So I like to think about it like that. It can get challenging at some points, but I have a set schedule where I'm able to do both and still have days to like recover, sleep, take that, have some R&R. But it doesn't play too much of a factor. I've gotten used to it, and this is my life. This is what I do. So regardless, it's gonna get done.
Yeah. And like you're saying, this is what you do. But how did you start to get into this world? And what brought you into the MMA scene?
It was. I want to say I didn't really start watching UFC until like really started watching it until like 2020. So during the time when COVID was going on and we were all bunkered in, quarantine, I had a desire to, get back on wrestling mats for some reason because I wrestled a little bit in high school and I hadn't wrestled in years. So I searched around for a gym for actually this was a little bit before COVID now I think about it, but I was looking around for a place that had mats, just hoping to wrestle.
Yeah.
And I found Intercept. It was the closest one to where I live. And I remember starting there and just thinking I was going to do wrestling, but I got thrown into a beginner's class and I was like, okay, my jabs, my crosses weren't as sharp as they are now. I look back at it and I laugh. But I was like, okay, I think I like this. Anna Summers, one of the fighters at Intercept, she was getting ready for a fight with a wrestler and she asked me to help her in camp. And I thought that was really cool. So I was like, yeah, I'll help you out with some wrestling stuff. And little did I know later on, I'm put in the fight team. I'm getting rounds in with these pros, these
Yeah,
amateurs, and the more I'm in there, the better I'm getting, and it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, I think I could do this. I was like, hey coach, can I get a fight? And then my coach is the type of person to my coach Danny Summers, the type of person to not just throw you in with the wolves. He told me, like I tell everybody now, you don't want to be prepared. You want to be overly prepared. So I didn't get my
yeah,
first amateur fight until like 8 months later, after already being there for about a year, I'd say. So he saw potential, but he wanted me to really sharpen up on things that he sees. Like I
yeah.
said, whatever, I trust in his word, in his vision. So, but with that, I had my first Amy fight October 2021, I believe.
Yeah, I
Um,
think so. Yeah.
yeah, but that's what got me into this world was just wanting to wrestle, get back on the mats, but also seeing, having teammates that believe in you enough for you to train with them and get them ready for fighters. So I thought that was really cool. And, here we are.
Yeah, exactly. And do you guys at Intercept, do you like train with other gyms as well from time to time?
Yes, we train with Team Cologne out in Meredith, Indiana, or Maryville, I'm sorry. Maryville, Indiana. And we do sessions every other Sunday. We either go over there, they come over here, um, uh, or
Yeah,
get some morning rows in, but we definitely help each other grow. You know, bunch of cross training with those guys, so it's really good to have good other feels with another gym and another gym that has the same mindset as you have is to train hard, but not too hard where you're, I guess, like my coach likes to say, breaking your toys.
yeah.
We're just taking care of each other and make sure, we want the best for each other. But Team Cologne out of Maryville, another stellar gym to go to. Absolutely.
And do you feel like that's good to have that relationship with other gyms instead of obviously some gyms don't feel like cross training with other gyms is a bad thing because obviously you could be matched up with one of their fighters. Do you feel like having that relationship just helps you develop even further?
I think so. I think it's good to get other fields and uh train with other people. I mean, and if that's ever the case where we end up really cross training and I'm training with you constantly. Personally, I wouldn't fight anybody that I train with or that I'm friends with. Even if we cross paths once or twice, and there's a matchup, okay. But if we're training frequently and we're different gyms, it's just something I would reject.
Yeah.
I would don't fight my teammates. So I wouldn't. At that point, you're my teammate, so I wouldn't want to fight you.
Yep, that sounds great. And thank you for coming on today. That was great. I'll let you have the final word if there's anything you're wanting to add or anyone you're wanting to shout out.
I'll just shout out my team at Intercept MMA for getting me ready for October 6th at APFC. It's a long time coming, and I'm gonna make them proud. I'm gonna make everybody that comes see me sees me proud. And I got a tough one on the way. Dominic Heath, he's a dog, but I'm also a dog. So we'll see. We'll see who gets that final word and gets her hand raised at the end. It's definitely going to be an exciting fight. We're getting that headlining the AMI, so the AMI card. So just ready to go. October 6th. Tune in. It's gonna be fun.
Exactly. I know you're going to put on a great show.
Thank you.